Hey, welcome to the Bitcoin Bull. Today we're gonna see what Bitcoin is doing, why it's making this drop, like about a 5% drop today. We'll see what Bitcoin should be doing today, and then we'll also check out some news. We have some bad news, which is classic bearish chart pattern forms for Bitcoin as Bitcoin price tumbles to $32,000. And there's also some charts here we'll look at and analyze. And then we have some good news. We have this US senator that says people should be able to invest in crypto for their retirement portfolio. So that's good. And then we also have some more news here that we don't have much time left to regulate crypto, says Bank of France governor. That's basically he's basically saying that they're worried that Bitcoin is going to overtake euro. So and they have 1 or 2 years to get ready for this. So that's good news for Bitcoin that governments are saying that Bitcoin is going to be is very powerful and can overtake countries' currencies. And then we also have this news here, which is Morgan Stanley buys over 28,000 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which is they're basically buying Bitcoin. So Morgan Stanley knows what they're doing. So if they're buying Bitcoin right now, that's a very good sign. And then towards the end of the video, we'll see what Bitcoin should be doing the next days, weeks, and months from now. And also a general overlook at the whole cryptocurrency market. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin today, what it's doing right now, what it should be doing today. Let's take a closer look here. So as you can see, it's taken a drop, like a 5% drop. And so we'll look at the news and see why it's happening. There's this formation which I don't like very much, which is this right here. There's somewhat of a shoulder, head, and shoulder formation, which is a sign of that Bitcoin could drop. So that doesn't look very good, but this is an hour chart, and on hour charts, these formations aren't so correct. On a daily chart, if this formation was on the daily chart, then it would be very likely that Bitcoin would drop. But since it's an hour chart, it's not as accurate. So, but I mean, we do have to take into consideration because it does look very clear. So for today, let's move this over a little bit more. So for today, what we're looking at is, okay, Bitcoin has already dropped below this bearish trend that Bitcoin is in. This bearish trend right here. This is the resistance, which turned into support yesterday, but now it looks like it's turning into resistance again. So it broke it, and now it's back into this whole area here. So, however, since Morgan Stanley's buying Bitcoin, since there's other good news about Bitcoin, and also I like to think the opposite of most people. Now Bitcoin is on the floor. Most people are thinking negative about Bitcoin, saying that's going to drop even more. When Bitcoin is really low, I like to think the opposite and instead of being negative, being positive and thinking that's going up. Now's a good time to buy. And when it's the opposite, when Bitcoin is really high and everyone's in euphoria and saying that's going to go to the moon, I like to be negative and saying, okay, this is probably going to drop now. So since we're on the floor, I'm more positive. I think it's still a good time to buy in. So I would say there's like a 60, like a 50% chance that Bitcoin will go back up above this resistance and we'll be in this area here today. Also because the German funds, they can invest into Bitcoin starting today. So anytime now, a bunch of money is gonna get into Bitcoin. They're gonna start buying Bitcoin for their funds, which we talked about yesterday. I think it was, yeah, yesterday. So there's a good chance Bitcoin will recuperate. It's already starting to stop the fall. the drop. It's already starting to recuperate some. So Bitcoin could get back up into this area here. But since this is like a head and shoulders formation, and also look at the charts now about another formation showing that Bitcoin might be bearish. I would say there's like a 40% chance that Bitcoin will drop even more, and we'll be in this area here for the next several days until Bitcoin breaks up or down. Well, that should have been. Let me draw this better. So Bitcoin, it's a good chance that Bitcoin might do something like this too. We'll be in this whole area here, like this. So there's a good chance Bitcoin might be in here, but I think there's a better chance that Bitcoin will be in this area here. A little bit better chance. Not that much, but a little bit better chance of Bitcoin being in this area here. And a very slight chance, like maybe 10% chance. I don't rule it out, but 10% chance that we might bounce up to here real quick. If the German funds start investing, buying Bitcoin today or tomorrow all at once. But looks like they might be spreading it out because it doesn't look like they're buying in today or buying in a lot. So that's what Bitcoin is doing right now and what it should be doing today. And let's check out this news. I wanted to show you these charts too. So say Bitcoin flashes a classic bearish pattern, typical pattern that could crash Bitcoin prices below $20,000. So it could happen, yeah. And see what else they say. Bitcoin bulls should look for a cover, at least as far as chart technicals are concerned. So here we have a chart, as you can see. Make this bigger. You can see Bitcoin is on the floor again. This is the support zone. It's entered back into the support zone. And here's the resistance that we need to break in order to start skyrocketing again. So we're on the ground. I don't think it should be going any lower. I think it's good time to buy in again. Maybe you don't want to buy in all at once in case next several days it drops a little bit more, but spread out your buys. But yeah, Bitcoin is on the floor, so more chances of it going up than down. But we do have this pattern here, this teacup, coffee cup, which is, here's the cup and the handle. It's upside down, so that means the upside down cup means that the coffee is going to pour out and Bitcoin's going to make a dump. Instead of being like a head and shoulders, here, let's make this bigger. Instead of a head and shoulders formation, a shoulder, head, shoulder, since this is like a really big head, it's more like a coffee cup shape, a teacup with a handle. And this is sign the same as a shoulder, head, shoulder formation, saying that it's most likely to drop if this happens. The same thing with the coffee cup. The same thing. So according to this pattern, Bitcoin might make another drop. But there's also this triangle formation here, as you can see, that Bitcoin has been hitting the top and hitting the resistance and hitting the support. And the support is upward, which is good. So you can see it hit this floor again, hit the support. So yeah, it's upside down coffee cup shape, but it hits support, so it's more likely, Bitcoin's more likely to go up again and hit this resistance again and either go back down or break it and start going up again. So you can see Bitcoin is kind of in a delicate situation right now because there's things that are showing that Bitcoin should go up, and also things that are showing that Bitcoin should go down. So yeah, kind of a tough situation, and hopefully in a couple of days from now we'll have a better idea We have the hash rate too that made a huge drop because of the miners having to leave China. And also I wanted to show this because yeah, Bitcoin is on the floor, and we took a big drop last couple of months. But if you zoom out and you look at the big picture, that's too big. We got the big picture. We're here right now. At the end of 2020, Bitcoin skyrocketed, and now this year, especially the past couple of months, Bitcoin did a big dump. We're here right now, but if you look at the big picture, you can see that Bitcoin is still bullish. All the drops are higher than the previous drop. I mean, the big drop, but it's higher than this one, higher than this one, higher than this one. And all the maximums are also growing. They're all higher than the previous. So Bitcoin is still bullish. Bitcoin can even drop down even more, like 20,000, which would be right here, and it would still be bullish. It could still make a turn and go up and be up at 100,000 in a few months from now, just like it always does. It makes a big dip, but then it always recuperates, and it recuperates double than what it was before on the last maximum. You can see. So yeah, Bitcoin isn't doing very well lately, but that always happens, and after that happens, it recuperates and skyrockets. So that's no reason why that shouldn't happen again. So in the next few days or next few weeks, if Bitcoin doesn't take off and doesn't break the resistance and start going up again, just look at the big picture. Hold on, be patient, because most likely in several months from now, several months from now, we'll be up here. 100,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, 150, who knows? So keep that in mind. And then we have this good news here. Bitcoin holder Senator Cynthia Lummis says people should be able to invest in crypto for their retirement portfolio. Yeah, totally agree. She says she would like to see U.S. residents diversify their retirement accounts by being able to include cryptocurrency investments. She says she supports people investing in cryptocurrencies of their choice if they are legally permissible. I would like to see cryptocurrency like Bitcoin become part of a diversified asset allocation that are used in retirement funds. So, and other opportunities for people to save for the future. Okay, so that's good news that a politician is backing up and recommending Bitcoin. And here we don't have much time left. Yeah, the French governor says that we in Europe need to move as quickly as possible or risk an erosion of our monetary sovereignty, because they're worried that Bitcoin is going to overtake the euro. So good and bad news. Well, it's good news because they see the potential that Bitcoin has, that it can overtake their currency, overtake euro. But it's also kind of bad news. Well, not for Bitcoin, but for the people in Europe, because unlike places like El Salvador, which think about their people before their government, that they want people in El Salvador to become wealthy. They want people to invest in Bitcoin instead of their own currency, which is every day that goes by, it's worth less and less, whereas Bitcoin has the potential to multiply. In Europe, seems like they'd rather have their citizens have euro, which depreciates every day that goes by, instead of being able to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, which will make the citizens more wealthy. So, but yeah, that's not very surprising from a politician, anyways. Not thinking about more of themselves and their government and having control of the citizens and the money, than thinking about their citizens being able to become more wealthy, but whatever. I don't want to get into politics or anything, but yeah, I wanted to mention this because this is a sign that governments see the potential and they're getting scared of Bitcoin. They see the potential it has, that it can potentially become the strongest currency in the world. So, and then we have Morgan Stanley that buys 28,000 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Okay, so banks in the U.S. they can't directly buy Bitcoin. It's not they can't legally do it yet. They will soon, but not yet. So Morgan Stanley, instead of buying Bitcoin, they bought shares of Grayscale, and Grayscale is a company, and they're investing into Bitcoin. So by them buying the Grayscale Bitcoin, they're basically buying Bitcoin, but just indirectly because they can't do it directly. So it's a good sign. If Morgan Stanley, they know what they're doing, they know how to invest, and if they're buying in the Bitcoin right now, that's a sign that they don't think it's going to go any lower. So that's a good sign for Bitcoin. I don't think we need to get into the news. I think I just recapped it nicely. So now let's see what Bitcoin should be doing in the next several days and weeks. Let's go to the daily chart. So here we see it's in the Bitcoin is now, it broke this resistance, this downward bearish resistance. So it's back. Let me draw this. It's back into this triangle shape here. Looks like it's going back down into here. Which the good thing is it's a downward facing triangle. So when that happens, if it doesn't break soon, if it goes all the way down to the tip of the triangle, most chances are it will go up, then go down. Very, very good chance that it will go up instead of going down. If it does reach all the way down to here, which it could because it did here. It did in the past. It did about a week ago. It hit here, so it could do it again. But what I said before, I think it's most likely that will be in this area here. We'll see what happens today and tomorrow with Bitcoin, if it continues to drop, or if the rest of the day today, this afternoon or tomorrow, it recovers and stays above this blue resistance line, then we'll be back in this area here. So that's the possibilities. And also on that last chart we saw, I have here this support line here, which is downward. But on that last chart, on that teacup chart here, as you can see, they have a support here on the wicks instead of on the candles like I have. Okay, I like making my supports and my resistance on the candles instead of the wicks. But let's put one here like they have on the touching the wicks here, so we can see how that comes out. So let's put in an array. Okay, from here and touching here on the candle stick. So that makes it look more promising. That makes Bitcoin look more promising. So if it drops, instead of if we take this new support into consideration, like on the last chart, instead of Bitcoin dropping down here all the way down to the tip of this triangle, if we take this support into consideration, that would be less of a drop. So let me zoom in here. That means Bitcoin could drop down, hit this support, so that would be less of a drop. Instead of it dropping all the way down to here, it could drop to here and then go up. So Bitcoin continues to drop today and tomorrow, it might only last a couple of days or a few days until it gets back into this area again. So that's how Bitcoin looks. Let's see if tomorrow will be more good news, and if the German funds start buying more Bitcoin, so we can see Bitcoin recover. And for the several weeks from now, once we break this, which hopefully today or tomorrow, Once we break this resistance line here, we get back into this area. Once we break this resistance here, this blue line, that would be a very good sign, very, very good sign, so that we can start making our way up to the next important resistance line, which is the 40,000. And like I said yesterday, once we break this, which I'm going to give it all of July, I'll give all of July for Bitcoin to hit this resistance and break it. And when we break it, the next month in August is when we should be growing 45,000, 50,000. We should be in this area here. That's the next goal for Bitcoin for the next month. So hopefully that will happen. Everything is showing that I don't see any reason why that won't happen. So here, let me take these. Since we have already gotten out of this channel here, this bullish channel that Bitcoin has already broken, let's take off these supports here. Zoom out. You see we were in this bullish channel here, it broke, and now we're facing another situation, so we don't need this anymore. Let's take this off, and this I might leave this for another day or so in case Bitcoin makes a spike. We can use this as a resistance. But yeah, this is a situation. We'll be in here or in here today, in this area here. So, and then let's take a look at the crypto market in general. In general, it seems like the other cryptocurrencies, like the whole marketplace in general, has hit floor, has hit bottom. In the past month or so, all the cryptocurrencies, almost all of them, the majority of them, almost like 99%, made a huge dump, huge. And so the day before yesterday, they started to recover. Yesterday they were so, and today they're also starting to recover. Most of them are in green. You can see here, almost all are in green, and there's some good jumps here. 21%, 28%. There are some red ones, but they're not going down too much. Almost everything is in red. The majority, I mean green. The majority are in green. So 16% rise here. There was one that was like almost 100%. So in general, looks like the crypto market in general has hit floor and starting to recover. So that's also a good sign for Bitcoin, because the past month or so, every day I would look at the other cryptocurrencies and they would all be in red and with big dumps, like sometimes 20% a day, 30% a day. So this is also a good sign for Bitcoin. And also the stock market seems to be doing well. So that's what I'm saying. It looks like Bitcoin might be in this area today, but taking other things into consideration, I think there's a good chance that we might recover some and be in this area here, what I was saying before. So that's it for today. If there's a big change, if Bitcoin makes a big dump or a big jump, I'll do another video later today. If not, I'll see you tomorrow on the next analysis and see what news is coming out. So if you like this video, give me a like and see you tomorrow if there's nothing new.